Hello everybody and welcome back to another YouTube video. It has been a while. And I feel like I disappeared off the face of the earth and I've just had a few weeks of just chilling out, keeping to myself and working a lot and not doing much on YouTube or Instagram or anything like that really. I've mentioned a few times, like in previous videos before I sort of had a bit of a break away from everything, that things were changing slightly and there was something I wanted to tell you guys, and yeah, so I thought now would be a good time to jump on whilst we're all in like this weird situation that's going on in the world and sort of just let you know what I've been up to, basically just keep you filled in. I'm not gonna make this super long, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. I have decided to stop competitive cycling. Now that is, to some people will literally be like, what? Like that is all you've done? And yes, that is all I've done since I was like 13, 14 years old, which is quite late. Like some people started cycling when they were like 8 or even younger, so it is quite late when I came to the sport. The reason is towards the back end of last year I've been really struggling with like motivation to go training, and the thought of preparing for races for a new season was quite daunting, and I'm not the sort of person to be put off by things like that. Like I understand that it's very easy for people to go through phases and just have some like periods of time where you just think, what am I doing? You just take the time to reassess and then you come back to it and you're absolutely fine again. But I sort of allowed myself a couple of months whilst it was like off-season time around October. I was just finding it quite hard to find the motivation to train after off-season into the winter, so I said to myself, right, just take a couple of months, just reassess and see how the season went and just assess some goals that I set myself through last year and see if I hit them, and just genuinely have a bit of a think about how everything went. And yeah, I had a few really good results last year and I was really pleased with, and progression was good and the training was good. I was hitting power targets and everything was going well through the season. But towards the back end, like towards the August, September time, I was really struggling with like motivation just to ride, and that buzz you have when you put your kit on and you're like, right, I'm ready for this session, I've got XYZ efforts to do and blah blah blah, and it suddenly just became a chore. Like it suddenly just started to feel really difficult to do that, and I started to really get bogged down by it because I felt like I needed to be training. Like this was what I'd chosen to do, so I needed to do it. So when I wasn't wanting to go out on my bike, or I just couldn't physically go out on my bike, I wasn't allowing myself to, I was then feeling guilty and really bad. And when you start to feel like that, you do spiral yourself downward, and it's very, very unhealthy to do stuff like that. And it started to become quite a negative thing, and it was like rubbing off on different people. Like when I spoke to people about it, I didn't have a definite answer for them, and when they were sort of asking like, oh, how's the training going and things, I was like, yeah, good. And I actually started to realize that I was like not being true to myself with what I wanted to do. So I just took completely like as long as I needed off the bike, and I just thought, I'm gonna take the bike out of the situation, I'm just gonna work on me and my head and regaining happiness and working out what actually makes me happy now. And it actually came to the point where I wasn't missing riding my bike for those like few months that I was having off, and I was doing like the odd ride with Cameron and his sister, and like I've still been in the gym training, like I've been keeping fit and doing the odd little bit of cycling stuff, and that felt better to me just riding my bike for fun than it felt to put my kit on and feel like I needed to go out and do efforts and sort of hit power numbers and targets and come home and have to write it down and analyze it and just live and breathe it. And I just wasn't feeling that. So I sort of made the decision really in, what are we now, March, so like February time. The thing that was hanging over me was the disappointment to others, so it was telling people how I was feeling and I was keeping it all in, and it's just not healthy. It's really just not healthy for you physically or mentally at all. So if you've got something hanging over you, tell somebody about it. It is so much better. The biggest thing for me was like just telling my managers, which is Sarah and Barney. I think once you tell other people, that's you coming to terms with it, and it becomes so much more real, and writing it down is this big issue that you start thinking about, and it becomes really tricky for you to do, to just write things down. So I ended up composing this email probably over the space of like a month. It took me to sort of write this email email, because I'm not a big believer in just writing how you feel and sending it. I think sometimes it's good to write stuff down, because then you actually analyze it and think, right, I'll leave that there for a bit, and if I want to send it, I'll come back to it or whatever. And sometimes you never do. So I always believe it's good to just write down what you're thinking immediately, like straight away, and then reassess, you know, if you're still having those feelings, come back to it. So that's what I did. I wrote down an email. I spent a long time composing. It was only a short email. I just couldn't send it. It was that that thought of disappointing others that had invested so much in me over the years. And yeah, it felt quite tricky, but I finally plucked up the courage to just send it and thought, actually, these people care about me. You know, they've looked after me like I'm their own for so many years within the sport, and how lucky I've been to have those guys as my role models. And so I suddenly flipped my mindset and just thought, send it and just get it off your chest. And they're so understanding, and they're such lovely people that have helped me through my cycling career. They're gonna support this, and truth be told, they did support it, and they have been incredible and allowed me the time I've needed to get my own head around this situation, and also look at the positives in it, that it's not actually a bad thing stopping. Like, it's just a new chapter that I want to start. It's not like, it sounds like a big thing, like me announcing it. It's not. It's just a fresh start. I just sort of run my course with racing, and I do still intend to do like club 10s and some like hill climbs and stuff in the Peak District where I live, and still train, obviously, like when the weather gets better, do some cool things with Cameron, and you know, like bring you along on this new journey, like my YouTube channel now. You know, like I really want to invest a lot of time now. I have more time on my hands in creating content for you guys. It's a little bit different, but also still engaging and entertaining. I'm really not down about this. Like at the time I was like, oh god, you know, this is a real life change, and what am I going to do next? Because that's all you've done for so many years. You do wonder what you're going to do next and what you're capable of, and you don't, because you've not explored any other new career paths or anything. It's literally starting from fresh, and that actually inspired me to taking a leap. But at the same time, it's nowhere near like negative. It's not a negative thing. I'm super excited just to see what's next. I've been working loads at work. I've been enjoying going for runs and going in the gym loads. I know the current situation in the world right now is not great, and gyms are closed and God knows what else, and my work is still open, but everything's changing for the foreseeable, really. But even that's not stopping me. Like, I'm still driven and motivated to create videos for you guys. Please let me know down below what you want to see now you know the current situation. I do apologize for not keeping you guys up to date recently. It's just felt a little bit all over the place, and really I've just wanted to have a bit of a break. Hopefully when the racing kicks off again, fingers crossed, we're able to sort of like just get back to normal as soon as possible with all this going on, that I will be able to go to the races with the team. Like, the team is still super cool with me, like wanting to still be involved with the team, and they want me to come along to the races and still be in support of the girls, and I could not ask for a better situation with all this. Honestly, the support I've had from my team and everybody behind the team setup has allowed me to come to terms with this, and I am so grateful. I haven't sort of announced it on like my Instagram and things yet, just because I haven't felt like I've needed to. You know, like when it's just a hobby, it's very difficult, because it's not like you're retiring at all. I'm retiring from nothing. It's been a hobby for the last few years, so I can't really say to myself, right, I'm retiring, I'm switching careers. It's not been a career, it's just been an incredible hobby, which I've been fortunate enough to do for so many years with the support of family and team members and managers and everything. So to be able to live the life I've lived for the last few years doing racing and living the dream has been incredible. I think it's such a positive change as well, and I don't want people to think like, oh, it's negative, she's going to be making no like cycling content. Like, I intend when the weather gets better to be going out and riding my bike and bringing you guys along and exploring new roads and new routes, and sort of having no limit to do anything. Like when you were training and you were wanting to do like longer routes or go and explore or whatever, you were constantly conscious about having to fit in your efforts into that time or into that route, or you know, going out at certain times of the day because of work and stuff like that. So now I just feel like this is a time when I can create really cool content, and I'm super excited for the journey. Honestly, I'm excited to bring you guys along who have supported me all the way, and I've had Instagram messages. I've had people commenting on old videos saying to me like, when's the next YouTube video? Like, where have you gone? We want to see more, like what's going on with training. And I just felt like now was the perfect time to explain to you guys. I'm back with the YouTube videos. I am still in work a few days a week. We're still a little bit unsure of the situation with what's happening at the moment. I'm just super grateful for every single one of you that messages me, comments. I'm super excited for you guys to follow me on this next journey, wherever it may be. Basically, that's it. I just wanted to let you guys know that no, I've not disappeared off the face of the earth. Yes, I am still me. I'm still gonna ride. I'm still gonna do exercise and all the gym work and stuff like that once it reopens again. I just want to say thank you so much to every single one of you who has watched this video, who has supported the previous ones. You are ace. So thank you so much for watching this video. Please leave a like down below and subscribe to my channel for more videos coming your way soon. But with that being said, I will see you in my next video.